definitely something which is not probably going to happen in the next couple of years, but maybe 5 or 7 years from now, just because it keeps your hands completely free. So mobile is a good first stepping stone into AR. Let me begin by how I got to making Mario. And it actually all started with this one simple cube up here. So now you must be wondering how it started with this cube, and I'll get to that. So when I got an access to a HoloLens, and that's the great thing about universities, is you get access to technology and equipment that otherwise you possibly couldn't afford. I already knew that what I wanted to create was a large, expansive outdoor experience. The HoloLens and the Microsoft FAQs, they specifically say it's meant for indoor use, and it is not meant to be used outdoor, and it's meant to be used in kind of small quarters. But I always saw the opportunity of AR to be something that you can use outdoors, something that you can move through, something which may have a fitness element to it, something that that would actually take technology out from within the rooms and into the real world. So I decided that I'm going to create some sort of street runner game, right? I would create a game that would exist in the streets of New York, and I would run through it, completing it, and possibly record it just for my own fun. While I was learning HoloLens development, and everything starts with like either a bouncing ball or you have like a cube that you place, and there's the basics, the absolute basics, I took this white cube and I kind of moved it around in the space. I've moved it around in 3D space in the HoloLens. Except during one of those tests, I placed it slightly above my head. And for some unknown reason, I stepped under it and I jumped. And then as soon as I jumped, all the memories from my childhood came rushing back. And I was like, this is Super Mario, and this white cube is the brick that I'm supposed to like hit with my head and have a mushroom come out of. So starting with that, I was like, Super Mario solves everything that I was going for. I wanted to create a large experience. I wanted it to be outdoor, and it added the additional thing that it now had a purpose. Like what my game was lacking, I did not know what the purpose of my game was. But Super Mario had a purpose. The player is moving through it to reach the end, to complete the level. And in addition to that, it has this huge legacy behind it, right? Everybody, it's immediately relatable, and I knew that it had viral potential. So the first step was a ton of research. And a ton of research meant watching the video on loop over and over again till I practically memorized every single interaction and every single element on that. It also meant going back and playing the game, something which I hadn't done in several years, to actually get a sense of all the game mechanics. After I had done that, the next step was recreating in 3D. And the first step to recreate it in 3D was to get a handle of the assets. I thought this would be pretty simple. Super Mario's been there for 30 years. People have definitely created 3D assets that I could easily download for free online and include them into my game. But that wasn't the case. It wasn't the aesthetic that I matched, and it was priced at a ridiculous $5. It's now at a discount. So it made more sense to instead spend 1 week building it myself. Well, at least it made more sense at the time. In retrospect, probably $5 would have saved me a lot of time. So I decided that I'm going to design all the elements myself. So I picked Autodesk Fusion 360, which is like a CAD program, and I started designing these elements. The only problem was that I have only been used to seeing the elements in